I'm gonna let a few hundred of y'all get in here first, and then I'm going in. Y'all know how we do it. Let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the US, let me know what country you're chiming in from. What do you think about this case? Oh yeah, Amber Guyger, she's out of here, y'all. Got her. Thought she was gonna get away with murder. Yeah. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, I see y'all in here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do real fast, I'm gonna give some shout outs, and then I'm going in. Let's see who we got in the house. Felicia Thomas, Dallas Justice, right on. Tasha Dixon, Chicago. Terrell, Texas. Let's see, Kenneth Andrews. What's up, Kenneth? That boy Kenny. Gene Isaiah, Tyler, Texas. What's up, Gene? Ricky from Phoenix in the building. We got St. Louis in the house, Alex Young. Oakwood G, what up? What up? Good day. Today is a good day. Anita Hall, Dallas, Texas, on God. Gary Indiana in the building, Timothy Jones. We got Ant DJs, the Bronx. We got Denver, Colorado, Oakland G, what up, what up, what up? Canada in the house, Daniel. Chicago. Who is that from Chicago? Maurice Gwynn, 100 Guns, DC back to back with Ahmad Whitehead. New York in the house. It's at Guillermo McLean. I know I'm saying your name wrong, but charge it to my charge it to my mind, not my heart. My brain, not my heart. Let's see. Toronto in the building, T Diddy T, what up? Wisconsin checking in. We got St. Louis, Missouri, Kevin Moore. Y'all, make sure y'all smash them likes up. Smash up the likes. There's too many people on here to only have 77 likes. Smash up the likes. Smash up the likes. Make sure y'all do that on all the videos. Just remember, when you're smashing up the likes, it's not necessarily that you agree with the content or even my position on the content. It's just that you're agreeing, that you are appreciating that I am uploading the content, taking the time out to at least put information out there. That's all that is. It's just that you're appreciating that I am putting the content out there. Smash up the likes, y'all. Smash them up. Also, the reason why you're smashing those likes up is because it has something to do with the way YouTube algorithm works. You know, when you see the video on the sidebar and stuff, all of that has to do with algorithm. You know, how many likes videos are getting, engagement that videos are getting. Also, it has something to do with your notifications. So make sure you smash up the likes. So let's go in, let's talk about this. What a beautiful day. Hold on. Let me try not to smile. I need to be professional because, you know, I'm presenting the news. So when you present the news, you're supposed to be non-biased, right? So here's my news. Here's my news look. Okay, my news expression. Former Dallas police officer Amber Guyger. I can't do it, y'all. I can't do it. I'm biased. I'm biased for justice. That's what I want, some justice, man. Former Dallas police officer Amber Guyger was found guilty of murder on Tuesday for fatally shooting her neighbor Botham John, after thinking he was an intruder when she mistakenly entered his apartment. That, off the rip in my mind, is a lie. I think she just killed the man because she felt like killing him. And even if she didn't, even if she did mistakenly think that that was her house, you don't get to make deadly mistakes and walk. When you go into a courtroom, those judges don't give a damn who you are. I know it. I know they didn't anytime I walked inside of one. They'll tell you in a heartbeat. Well, there's a lot of people who were raised wrong. There was a lot of people who was raised without a father in the home. They was raised poor and they were abused, but they didn't go around robbing banks. They didn't kill people. They'll tell you in a heartbeat. They didn't steal things that didn't belong to them. They didn't sell drugs. So the court has no choice but to give you 275 years for stealing a sneaker out the store. They don't give a damn when you walk in there about your background. They don't care. They are there to give you time, to make your life hard, to pluck you from your family. They don't care if you just got your life back on track. Let's say you did commit a crime. And in the interim between you committing that crime and getting your life together, well, in the interim between you getting committing the crime and actually going to trial, you actually got your life together. Maybe you met a woman, you got engaged or married, you had a child, you had a good job, you're on track spiritually, and things are going good in your life. But man, you committed a crime 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and now it is time to judge you. Man, they'll give you 35 years like it's nothing. Clearly you've been rehabilitated, but they don't care. They want to punish you. They want your body warm or cold. So they're not gonna give me or you the benefit of doubt that we entered the wrong apartment. That is up to you to find out what damn apartment you live in. That's your responsibility to not walk inside somebody else's home and shoot them thinking, oh, well, I thought it was my house. And did they ever talk about the toxicology report or whatever? Because I know she had to be high or drunk, or maybe she, like I said, maybe she went in there on purpose and executed the man because she didn't like him. And she thought, well, maybe I can get away with this because I am a police officer after all. Not this time. Guyger, who has been out on a $300,000 bond, faces a maximum of life in prison. Let's hope she get every single year, every single day. Oh yeah, wouldn't it be nice? She was not immediately taken into custody and is awaiting sentencing scheduled for later Tuesday afternoon. Oh yeah, can't wait, can't wait. Now, they said that, well, they didn't say, well, there was an audible cry in the courtroom when the district judge announced the jury's decision. What a beautiful thing. I mean, what's the date? Today is the 1st of the month, October 1st. 1 month away from my birthday. Oh man, this is beautiful. I'll remember this day for life. It's easy to remember. October 1st, 2019, 1 month, exactly 1 month before my birthday, a dirty cop got her comeuppance, got her just, got her due. What a beautiful thing. Let me bring y'all into this discussion. Let's see what y'all are saying. The Greg Harris Show. Willie D Morning, sir, from Forest City, Arkansas. Also, if y'all want to jump, you want to skip the line, you know, they got this thing called Super Chat. Hit your Super Chat, jump the line, and that way you can guarantee that I read your comment and share your comment and your thoughts. Let's see. Samantha Harper, about damn time. I know that's right. About damn time. Yeah, she thought that crime was going to work. Well, they love to cry, don't they? Soon as, they tough. She was tough, you know, all that time before, tough. Soon as they get on stand, yeah. Nah, you ain't trying to hear all that. If all you could do is, if you could just kill somebody and all you had to do is cry, everybody go home. Okay, Q, good point, Q. QL said, and they need to look into all the other officers that might have tried to hide evidence or cover up for her. Get them too. Oh yeah, get them too. I agree. Because you know, they love covering for each other. Yeah, get them all. One by one. Take them down. And salute to the jury for getting it right. Salute to the jury. Every single one of them. God put something on their minds to get it right. Put something on their hearts to get it right. Too often we have wicked people sitting in judgment of people. We have all these wicked people who are a part of the grand jury process. Wicked people all over the board, just filling up the courtrooms. Wickedness. Wicked prosecutors all throughout the courtroom. Some of these prosecutors are only 24, 25 years old, fresh out of law school. Haven't even started to live, because guess what? They went from high school, they went from 12 years of school, elementary, middle school, high school, straight into college. And bam, now they're a prosecutor. They ain't even started to live. They ain't been married, divorced. They haven't had multiple experiences with multiple cultures. They're just starting to live. You know, if they've been in a relationship, a bad relationship, maybe they experienced one or two bad relationships, but they just don't have enough experience to sit in judgment of somebody. Think about what I'm saying, a 25-year-old prosecutor. That don't even make sense. But they got them throughout courts all through America. 25, 26-year-old, 24-year-old prosecutors. It's crazy. This is crazy, man. It's madness. Okay, let's see who on the super chat. RL on the super chat, that's R. Lee. Is that R. Lee or R. Lee? Just want to say, this was a great day, Willie. Finally, for once, justice was served. Her badge and whiteness couldn't save her. Props to the jury. That's what I'm talking about. Props to the jury. Props to the jury, because you know the jury, anytime it's a cop on trial, the jury is going to be under a lot of pressure to see it the way of the cop. This is just how it is. When you walk into those courtrooms, you're basically walking into their home. It's their home, right? They're familiar with the judges, or at least that there is a benefit of doubt given to police officers when they walk into a courtroom. And they oftentimes walk in with their uniform on. She wasn't afforded that opportunity to walk in with her uniform on, the uniform, the gun, the badge, and all of this stuff. And that uniform, gun, and badge, it all reinforces what you see, the seal of approval, the flag, the eagle, the justice for all, justice is blind, and the judge, all of them, they all work together. The prosecutors, they all work together. So when one of them gets taken down, you know they probably committed a particularly egregious act, but an egregious act that they just cannot figure out a way how to wiggle out of. Because, you know, they commit these egregious acts all the time, but oftentimes they wiggle out of them. Shotgun says Bertha is gonna have a good time with her new bunkie. Yeah. That's right, Bertha. Handle that. Handle that, Bertha. Big Bertha, handle that. Yeah. Let's see what Sade says. Sade with the receipts. Just got here, Willie D live. Some people celebrate too quick when someone's found guilty, then find out they will only serve probation. Yeah, that would hurt. Probation would really hurt. But you're right. You're right. But damn, we got to take it as we can get it. I mean, just for right now, at least, you know, like you gotta take it as it comes. So we'll take the guilty to start off with, and whatever come after that, you know, we just have to deal with from there. But right now, we got to celebrate this guilty thing, Sade. Excuse me, I just couldn't help myself. I just could not wait until they announced what her punishment would be. And maybe not maybe, but I'll probably end this broadcast and come back live as soon as they announce her sentencing. Babs believes, praise God, from whom all blessings flow. That's right. Praise God. Yeah. So again, let me reiterate that she can be sentenced up to life in prison. I seriously doubt that they're going to give a life. I think they're going to try to compromise. Well, I hope like hell they don't give her probation. But her maximum sentence that she faces is life in prison. I think that they're probably going to give her like 10 years in prison. I think anything more than that is just wishful thinking. Let's see what else this story is reporting. In fact, let me share I'm gonna share my page with y'all so y'all can see what I'm looking at. Let's see. Okay, so deliberations began Monday afternoon after a week-long trial, which included the playing of the 911 call that Guyger made after shooting John and dramatic body cam video from officers who responded to the scene. Guyger was off duty, but in uniform when she shot twice at John on September 6, 2018, just before 10 p.m., striking him in the chest. She had worked a 13-and-a-half-hour shift. I don't give a damn. I work 26 and 36-hour shifts all the time and don't go out, don't walk into the wrong apartment and shoot people. They act like, oh, because she worked a long shift, that's somehow some excuse for her being able to kill people. How many people out here work 12-hour shifts, 8, 6, sometimes 16-hour shifts, and don't grab guns and walk into the wrong apartment and shoot people? No excuse whatsoever. They're always trying to find an excuse. Let's see. She lived on the 3rd floor, and John, a 26-year-old accountant and native of the island nation of St. Lucia, lived directly above her. The two did not know each other. Prosecutors said John was watching television and eating ice cream Boy, that's cold-blooded. Watching television and eating ice cream in his living room when Guyger busts inside, likely scaring him. The trajectory of the bullet showed that he was either getting up from his couch or cowered when Guyger fired her service weapon, they added. Now think about this, y'all. Let's say you did enter the wrong house. I mean, let's say you did enter a house and you thought it was yours, and somebody, an apartment, not house, an apartment, and you thought it was yours. And somebody was inside. They were inside of the apartment and they were eating ice cream in their living room. Somebody was sitting there eating ice cream in your living room. How do you automatically just pull out a gun and start shooting? You don't ask no questions or anything, you just start shooting. First of all, if somebody's sitting there eating ice cream, it's damn near like they must have been invited in the first place. You have to be very calm and cool, calm and collected to be chilling in somebody's house sitting on the sofa eating ice cream. Let's see. The fatal shooting, which has led to one of the most anticipated murder trials in Dallas in decades, became a flashpoint on issues of police use of force and racial bias. Guyger is white and John is Black, and the John family has questioned whether Guyger would have shot him if he were a different race. I wonder. Testifying in her own defense, Guyger thought she could cry her way out of that trial. She thought she could cry her way into an innocent verdict. She thought that her white privilege was going to work this time. She thought that white privilege combined with her uniform, her position of authority, that she would skate. She thought like lick, thought she fought it, but she shit. Y'all remember that when we were young and we used to say stuff like that? Very childish, but once I started saying it, I couldn't help myself. Okay, testifying in her own defense, Guyger told jurors that she was scared for her life when she entered an apartment that she thought was hers, and the man inside began coming toward her and yelling, "Hey, hey, hey." Yeah, right. I never wanted to take an innocent person's life. I'm sorry. Sorry don't stop the pain, and sorry don't bring both of them back. Guyger said on the stand, "This is not about hate, it's about being scared." Yeah, I hope your ass is a whole lot more scared when you go walk into that prison. Yeah. Guyger admitted to giving John minimal life-saving aid because she had only one hand free while she called 911 and her state of mind was frantic. Guyger, who was on the Dallas police force for more than 4 years, was fired from the job following the shooting. Toxicology results presented at trial showed she was not intoxicated during the shooting. I don't believe that. If she was intoxicated, she was high on something. Defense brought on other tenants from the same apartment complex who testified that they also had parked on a different floor and gone to the wrong unit by mistake. Guyger's attorneys also downplayed that she had been sharing sexually explicit text messages with her partner and was on the phone with him just before the shooting, which was revealed during the opening of the trial. Now that I believe. Yeah, I believe that. Prosecutors used those messages to make the case that Guyger was not as fatigued that day as the defense had claimed, and that Guyger intended to see her partner later that night. They also said Guyger was at fault for missing several clues that she was on the wrong floor and went to the wrong apartment, including a red doormat that Guyger's apartment had and hers did not. I mean, that John's apartment had and hers did not. Yeah, that's why I say, y'all, she was drunk. Keep in mind, those people that run those toxicologist reports and stuff, they work closely with the police too. So it ain't nothing for them to put out a false report. Believe that. I don't trust them, man. I don't trust them. Nah, you got to get a third, fourth, fifth opinion. And you got to get independent opinions because they will do a cover up like it's nothing. They have no problem doing cover ups. We've seen this over and over and over again. We know how this play out. Let's get back to see what y'all are saying. Let me see. Again, if you want to skip the line on the comments, you want to make sure your comment is heard, hit that super chat button and jump the line. Let's see what Angela Shaw is saying. Helping out for your next campaign, get your record expunged. What? Talk to me. Send me a message if you got some insight on that. We doing everything that we can to take care of that before I make another run. So mail at willied.com, MAIL at willied.com. Send whatever inquiry or information that you have to that address. Again, thank y'all if you supported the campaign in any way, whether you donated, shared, liked, whatever, disseminated information, however you did it. You passed out a flyer, put up a sign, whatever you did, I appreciate you. And believe you me, we got a lot of momentum from this. They know now that I'm not just some rapper. They know that I'm informed on the issues. They know I know how to handle myself on any type of platform. When we start talking about politics, they know that I'm a serious contender, and they know anybody that I go up against in any other future election, they better watch out. So I appreciate y'all. I couldn't have done it without you. Let's see what we got right here on the super chat. Abdul Sadiq, what's up, big bro? I just turned in. What I want to know is, where's the outcry from those same whites that quote black on black statistics all day? Quiet as shit. You got that right. Where y'all at? Hey, speak up. They say they watching this broadcast. Yeah. What's up, Reggie? Amber Guyger equals orange, and it's the new black. Put her cell under the prison. Damn Skippy. Put her under this prison and feed her dog food. Yeah. Yeah, I like. Hold on, let me start. Let me take this share off. I've been sharing. Absolutely crazy. All right, I'm back. Just a wonderful day, y'all. I mean, I can't apologize for this. This is just a good day. Anytime the beasts get taken down, it's beautiful. Michael McInnes. How does the push number 3 and not 4 on the elevator? How does she push number 3 and not 4 on the elevator? You did? Her ass was drunk, dog. I'm telling you, she was drunk. She was drunk or she was high. All of us have been fatigued, but you don't make as many mistakes. You don't make deadly mistakes like that when you're fatigued, except if you're driving. That can happen. Operating machinery, that could happen. Going home. Many of us have lived in apartments. How many times did you go to the wrong apartment when you were fatigued? No matter how tired you were, you know where your house is, you know where your apartment is. But if you're drunk, you could end up any damn where. If you're high, yeah, you might go to the wrong apartment. I bet you $1 to a donut, that's what happened. Let's see, read a few more comments. Stanley Brown said they need to give her what they would have given him had it been the other way around. I agree. All that damn crime. Nah, Crime don't bring Botham back. Jeremy Williams, justice for Botham, John, has been served. Justice for Botham John has been served. Not quite yet, not quite yet. Let's see what that punishment looks like. Let's see what that punishment looks like. I would be not satisfied, but I could get through it a little better if that punishment is a minimum of 10 years. Minimum 10 years. I wouldn't be mad at that. Anything under that, anything under that, I consider to be a free kill. Raj Mar says, look at her face, she's a thug. She damn sure is a thug. Yeah, she's a straight up thug. They're trying to normalize wicked behavior. That's what Abdul Sadiq said. Real talk. Well, they've been trying to normalize that wicked behavior for over 400 years. So now here's the deal. I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. Like, the reason why I said 10 years is because I think 10 years is plenty of time for a person to be remorseful and realize, the error of their ways and try to get it right. Unless you do something just particularly like just demonic, I think a 10-year sentence is maximum for anything, really, even murder. But it depends on how the murder was committed. You go in there, you go into a household and you wipe out a whole family. You rape the kids and kill and the woman and kill the dad and all this stuff. Well, yeah, I don't believe that person should be allowed into society, back into society. But if you get into a fight, an altercation, and you kill somebody, it wasn't planned. You just got into a fight, you started fighting, and you pull your weapon, or that person pulled a weapon, and you stab somebody got stabbed or whatever, or the person fell and hit their head, or you beat them to death, with your hand. 10-year sentence, I wouldn't really be mad at that. I know America is different for y'all. I know some of y'all probably tripping out on me saying this because we in America, and America believes in giving people 200 years for anything. So I get that. I just don't think that anything beyond 10 years is going to make any difference. Whether you spend 10 years or 20 years, it's just that you just spent more time was taken out of your life. But I don't think 20 years is going to make you, I don't think 20 years is going to make you any better of a person than a 10-year sentence would. That's what I'm saying, because it's supposed to be about rehabilitation, right? Getting it right, realizing the error of your ways, and and becoming a good person, being a productive person and all this stuff. I think 10 years is plenty. in it. Because if you think about it, if you live to be 100 years old, 10 years is 10 years of your life. I mean, that's 10% of your life. That's a lot of time. You know, if you live to be 50, that's 20% of your life. That is a lot of time. So that's the way I see it. If you commit like some type of you know, if you're a terrorist, you do some type of terroristic act or something, or you go out and purposely target somebody for a murder, yeah, I think you get what you get. But oftentimes, like, you know, like in this situation with her, I do believe that she went to the wrong house. I do believe that she didn't mean to go to that house. But just because she didn't mean to go to that house don't mean that she should be found not guilty. It doesn't mean that she should be exempt from prosecution. It doesn't mean that she should be excused from punishment. She should still be punished. That's the world, that's the law. You know, that's the law don't say you should be found not guilty if you didn't know. The law say that you should be found guilty if the evidence is there to prove that you were that you committed a wrong or you committed a crime. You commit the crime. If the evidence is there to prove that you committed the crime, then you should be found guilty. You should be found culpable of that crime. So whether she did enter the house by mistake or not, the only thing that does is say, okay, well, maybe what she did, she didn't do it intentionally. But the bottom line is that she still did it. And I do believe that fatigue did not cause her to do that, even though that's no excuse. I don't think fatigue caused her to go to the wrong house. I believe that you know, some type of narcotic alcohol substance caused her to go to the wrong house. Or perhaps the fact that she was on the phone with her dude texting and stuff, she was distracted. And she went to the wrong, she got off on the wrong floor and went to that house. Now that's very plausible. But in any event, she is culpable. There is absolutely no excuse for her to, that's not an excuse for her to walk scot-free. She should be punished. Again, I salute the jury who got it right. I salute the jury. Let's see what y'all saying in the super chat. What up, Al Wilson? Eye for an eye is the scripture. Sure is. Well, that means death penalty for her. You know, I was being, you know, a little dramatic earlier when I said death penalty. She don't deserve the death penalty. I don't believe. I don't believe she deserves the death penalty because I personally believe it was a mistake. I don't think she did that intentionally. I think that, but she was reckless. She was culpable, and she made a mistake that she has to pay for. If you or I were in a vehicle and we fell asleep at the wheel and we took out a family, somebody's going to want some retribution. Somebody's going to want us to pay for that mistake, right? So she should pay for that mistake, and it should definitely be above probation. America likes to give you jail time. America likes to, when you go in, prosecutors like to issue jail time. Judges, well, prosecutors don't issue jail time, but prosecutors suggest jail time. Judges love issuing jail time. They like putting people in jail in America. You know, so she's a good candidate to lock up. Steve Swanson jumped in on the super chat, says she needs to be made an example out of. Absolutely. Absolutely. you are at the end of the day responsible for your own actions. Ain't that what they tell us all the time? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what happened in your life. Doesn't matter what happened before. It doesn't matter. The situation doesn't matter. You are still responsible for your own actions. So she got to get punished. And if the judge stays in line with how he normally executes sentencing, when somebody is found guilty, she should be given some time. I say give her some time. She can do it. She had no time. She had no problem squeezing that trigger. Shout out to my real Africans out there. I broke down when the news broke of the verdict. I want her to get close to max, but regardless, we need to support the Johns family. Support John's family. Absolutely. Absolutely support John's family. Strong family, good family. I saw Sean King out there with the family and everything. Big shout out to Sean King, who is doing tremendous work in the community. This dude is heaven sent. I really do appreciate his work. I mean, I don't even know where he get the energy from. He stay on it. I mean, dude don't miss nothing. Big salute to Sean King, man. Yeah. And salute to all the people out there that's doing work in the community. A lot of y'all don't get the attention, you don't get the exposure, but you're doing the work. And it's not that you're looking for that, but it's nice to be recognized. It's nice for people to know that people recognize, that you are not just talking the talk, but you're walking the walk. Because so many of us, all we do is vent. We complain. And it's okay to complain, but after you complain, do something. And many of you out there are doing something. And just know that we appreciate you. But also, oftentimes, I see other community activists doing stuff in different cities and stuff, and even small towns, and they may not even know that I'm watching them, but I see the work that they're doing. So I just want to let y'all know I appreciate y'all, because it takes more than just people with big platforms. In fact, most of the good work that gets done in communities all over the world are done by people who have small platforms. That's who do most of the daily work. So big shout out to y'all. Yeah, Steve says she needs to be made an example out of. Let's see what Jay Love said. The jury needs to set the precedents given the maximum. Let me see what else some of the other outlets are saying about this case. Amber Guyger. Let's see. Let's see what I want to see what Sean King is saying. Let's see, Sean King. Sean King always has a good perspective on this. Sean King said, Amber Guyger has been found guilty of murder of both and John. What the family has said is that what they would prefer is for their dear son to be alive, but this small semblance of justice matters for them and for all of us. Dallas, you got this right. Thank you. All right. And Sean, I'm sure you're gonna have more on this on his show, The Breakdown. He has a podcast called The Breakdown, and it is amply named because he has a penchant for breaking things down. So big shout out to Sean King. Michael Parker, what up, Mike? My biggest concern is that the white supremacists will force an appeal and allow her to get off with a slap on the wrist. Well, we've seen that play before, so that's not unconscionable. Let me see what Dr. Boyce Watkins is saying. See, what I do, y'all, I don't just rely on my own thoughts and my own research and you know, or resources. I think I often you know, tap into what other people who are out there that I feel like they got their hands on the pulse of the community, what they're thinking and what they are actually out there doing, the work that they're doing. Amber Guyger, judge reads guilty verdict for Amber Guyger. Where is it? Where's Watkins? Where's Boyce? Let's see, Boyce Watkins. YouTube. Do. All right, yeah, I'm almost there. Everybody's chat. Okay, okay, I finally found this. That's not Boyce's channel. I'm gonna find it everybody's channel but Boyce's. I'm doing the search actually instead of let me see. Okay, here we go. Well, he's not speaking on it yet. Let me see if he on check his other channel. Boyce got a couple of channels. He got the Boyce Watkins channel, and then he has what is it? Your Black World. That's the bigger channel. So, okay, Boyce isn't on this yet. All right, so let's get back, y'all. I'm gonna give a few more shout outs and then I'll end the broadcast. Let me hear what y'all think. I want to hear what you guys think about this. And I'm gonna give a few more shout outs before I end the broadcast. Again, if you're coming in late, the way we do this, you let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the US, let me know what country you're representing, and I'll give you a shout out. If you want to skip the line, hit the super chat, and I'll read your comment immediately. Other zinc, word sentencing. Prince Hakeem says 25 or better. Henry Lewis say she needs life. She wants a life sentence. Lawrence Johnson says, you wrong, bro. What am I wrong about? You think I'm wrong for the sentence? Like for the suggested sentence? Yeah, I think actually a 10-year sentence. When I say 10 years, I mean she needs to do at least 10 years. So maybe she needs like more like a 15-year sentence or whatever, because you know how they do, like, you know, you get a 10-year, 15-year sentence, 12-year sentence or whatever, and they figure out some kind of way where you can come home early. Also, if you like this shirt right here, this sweat, be real, be righteous, be relevant. This is my homeboy D1. He's a rapper out of New Orleans. Very, very talented dude, independent. He was on a panel with me at the All Black National Convention that was in Houston over the weekend with Boyce Watkins. And dude is just a phenomenal rapper and teacher. So D1, D-E-E, the number 1. Follow him if you get an opportunity and purchase some merch, support him. He's an independent artist and, you know, he's rapping from the heart. He's not controlled by corporate entities. He's his own man, his own voice. He's speaking for the people. So support that if you can. You know, if nothing else, share it. Even if you can't buy something, share it, and maybe somebody else will see his merch and stuff and make a purchase. It's very important that you support the independent artists because they're not controlled by corporate entities. They're coming from the heart. So if you can support them financially, please do so. You know, buy some merch, man. You know, it ain't gonna kill you to drop $20 or $30 on some merch. Although I paid like $50 for this. I think I paid, no, actually I paid like $45 for this, which is a good deal. I've seen a lot of artist hoodies go for like $85, you know, $150. So it's a pretty good deal. So I'm not gonna tell you this clown's name, but I'm gonna tell you something. This clown said, you are no longer respectable. And he called a girl, basically said that he don't like my thoughts about on this chick, about giving her just 10 years. So this is what I mean by, like, you know, I made a comment, and let me make sure I block this clown. This is a first class clown, so you got to get rid of them. It's important to get rid of the clowns so that you can have real discussions with people who are trying to like move forward in life. You know, some people ain't got shit and they ain't gonna never have shit because they ain't shit, right? And excuse my language and part of my vernacular for saying it like that, but you know, sometimes you got to bring it home that way. But these type of people, their whole life is based on negativity. Everything that they do, they ain't got nothing going on. They're put on the earth. You know, well, I ain't gonna say they're put on earth, but their existence on earth, you know, is to just run interference and be negative and be counterproductive and talk about all of the stuff that everybody else ain't doing right, and never take responsibility for their own actions. That they can't be like logical people. They gotta take a stance, a certain stance one way, and be that way no matter what, right? I don't pander to the base. Sometimes I'm gonna say things that my audience disagree with. But what tripped me out is you can give somebody 1,000 videos where they agree with you, right? or they're, you know, they mostly agree with what you say. And you give them one video where you totally you have opposite viewpoints, and then they start saying things like you're canceled and things like that. See, people like that, to me, they're cancers. So I don't want them following me anyway. So when they start talking about unsubscribing and all that, like, fool, what you been waiting on? Like, you should have been unsubscribed. Because these are clowns. These like a first-class clowns. And if you look at their life, they're a clown in every facet of life. They're a clown in business. They're a clown in personal relationships. They can't hold a boyfriend, or they can't hold a girlfriend. They think they know everything. Totally irrational people. These type of people. So I don't put a lot of stock into what they say. In fact, I don't put any stock into what they say. I just basically come across them, and then I make sure I get them off my platform. I don't give them no breathing room on my platform. They get one time to act an ass, and then they out of here for life. So what I'm saying, like, you know, again, y'all, like, so people like, when people come on these certain platforms, say for instance, like, okay, you take like here's a good example. Some people like to pander to the base, meaning that whatever their base is, they, even when they know something is right, they'll act like it's wrong. Or they know something is wrong, and they'll act like it's right because they know that's what their audience wants to hear. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in whatever the truth is, and being honest, having an honest discussion, not just saying whatever somebody want to hear. Just like when I ran my advice column, sometimes I gave advice that was unpopular to my audience because that's not what they wanted to hear. So I don't, just like when I made records, I did not make records. I didn't go in the studio and say, I'm gonna make a record that they wanna hear. I said, I'm gonna make a record that they need to hear. That is the difference. I don't go in, I don't make these videos like I'm making today. I don't make these videos and post them on YouTube because I feel like this is what people want to hear. I'll make them based on this is what people need to hear, or at least I think people need to hear. So this is why sometimes my opinion is going to be unpopular, because I'm not trying to just go along to get along. I'm speaking from the heart. I don't think, well before this Amber Guyger case, I never thought that people should get more than 10 years for a murder, unless that murder was particularly egregious. It was malicious. It was something that was just so far off that this person is just beyond redemption. This person is corrupt. His mind is corrupt. There's no way possible this person can be reformed. Oftentimes we make mistakes in heated moments. Some of us have been in fights, fist fights, where we have perhaps knocked somebody out, beat up somebody. What if you have a fist fight, or even when you're having an argument with your spouse, and you know you're fighting, it ain't nothing brutal, but maybe you push them or something, and that person fall back and bump their head. Do you believe really that you deserve a life sentence? You should be put away for life for that? I don't believe that. I just don't believe that, and you cannot get me to believe that. I don't trust the death penalty, because you know, like I know, there have oftentimes been too many cases where people have been exonerated but with DNA evidence, who were convicted of murder and that was on death row. Majority of these people were Black. They would have been dead had they not gotten that DNA evidence brought forward. So I don't trust the death penalty. So that's why I said I don't think it's a good idea, because you're killing innocent people. Too many innocent people are getting killed. Now, that may not sound like much to you because, oh, well, only a few of them get killed a year, whatever. But what if one of those persons was your loved one, was your child, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your best friend? What's your idea, your viewpoints on the death penalty then change? My cousin was killed in the streets like a dog. And initially, my first reaction was that I wanted dude dead. Now, the streets if the streets get you, that's something else. But if you make it to court, once he got to the courts, he got, the police got him before the streets got him. And so now he's in court. He's going to trial and all that stuff. I was like, I'm not interested in dude getting the death penalty. Now, dude who shot my cousin, he didn't intend on killing my cousin. He shot into the crowd. My cousin happened to be on a payphone outside of a club. So y'all know this was a while ago. He was on a payphone. This is over 20 years ago. He was at a payphone right outside of the club. And these guys had an altercation. They were standing in front of the club, and the other guys, the group of people that they had an altercation with, were further down the street. One of the guys who was in the group pulled out a gun and shot in that direction. My cousin had just came outside and got on the payphone, had absolutely nothing to do with, didn't even know a disturbance was even going on. And my cousin get a bullet right there. One bullet killed him, they're gone. Now, what dude did was cold-blooded. And you can say, well, it wasn't an accident because he pointed a gun toward a crowd of people, you're gonna hit something or whatever. Yeah, so he deserved to be punished. But I did not think dude deserved the death penalty. Keep in mind, he took my cousin. This is one of my favorite cousins. And I miss him to this day. I'm thinking about him right now and I'm getting emotional, but this was my cousin. And I didn't think that he deserved the death penalty because he did not set out to kill my cousin. And what is killing him? So what is killing him gonna do? Anyway, what is giving him from the time he squeezed that trigger and he knew that who he killed, that he had killed a man, and he especially found out who that guy was, dude was regretful the whole time. What's gonna change him if you give him a 10-year sentence? What is gonna change him between 10 years and you give him a life sentence or 20 years? Nothing. By 10 years in, he already well rehabilitated, if he's ever gonna be rehabilitated. He's already well reformed already, So giving a man all that extra time is just, I personally believe, is inhumane. That's my point of view. That's not aligned with a lot of folks' point of view. We live in a country where people want vengeance, where people want punishment, where punishment is the way. We really believe in punishment in America. Like, America's serious about some punishment. They serious about giving people a whole bunch of years. I believe that even though I wanted dude dead at that moment, once he made it to court, they caught up with him a couple of weeks later and they got him, the police got him first. I really, at that point, I still believe in my convictions, and I do not believe that the death penalty should be instituted just because that if I believe in it, then I got to accept that all of these mistakes that they make, I got to accept all of those mistakes. And I'm saying the way to spare life and to make sure we're not killing innocent people is to give nobody the death penalty. And just, you know, if you feel like that person is a menace to society and we can't do nothing with them and can't be reformed, just put them in jail for life. But if you give somebody the death penalty and they're innocent, you can't bring that life back. Now for you, because you're not involved in that directly, it's not your life, it's not a loved one life, you probably don't give a damn. But my convictions are consistent and I don't change them based on the audience that I'm talking to. So that's all I want to say about that, y'all. A few more shout outs and I'm out of here. Lived it. Okay, it's much easier for a powerful figure like you to work behind the scenes. In the end, scouting for political talent might be your niche. You may become the public's connect in this dirty game. You own to something. You own to something. I can't disagree with that. You know, I got options. I got those that, you know, that is, you know, one of the options, you know, being a kingmaker. You know, I get you. Very, very intelligent comment. All right, y'all. Okay, so let me go finish celebrating. I appreciate y'all for checking out the broadcast. And until next time, all love, y'all. No more talk.